Hi, I'm Lita Leapins.
And I'm Jim Gordon.
And welcome to another edition of Our City Tonight.
Well, Lita, here we are in downtown Vancouver at the Fairmont Pacific Rim, a Forbes 5-star hotel in the award-winning Botanist Restaurant.
Wow, that's tongue twister there, Jim. Good job. And this was named one of the world's 50 best discovery-listed restaurants, and it's Michelin Guide recommended. In fact, the menu at Botanist just celebrates everything Pacific Northwest.
Well, we're going to start at the bar here at Botanist after you watch this. Well, our first stop here is the award-winning Botanist Bar. I've got a guy, before we introduce him, I got to mention some of this great stuff. Ranked 24th North America's 50 best bars and is a recipient of the Michelin Exceptional Cocktails Award. Good that we have this guy. He's the creative beverage director, CBD, folks. It's hip and cool. Grant joins us. Grant, you've got a couple of holiday cocktails here and a classic. Perfect timing for our viewers right now. Let's talk about this first one, which I'm anxious to try.
Yeah, so we've got two here from our holiday seasonal menu. We like to play off the nostalgic flavors you get this time of year. People are used to having, cinnamon bun toast with their parents in the morning, used to having like gingerbread cookies, like the indulgent things you have this time of year. So we've taken a classic eggnog cocktail, using a whole again, a cocktail is called a flip, but we're using in this one, we're using a bit of banana, maple, some spices, and bourbon at the base. So bourbon got a little bit of spiciness to it, so it takes your classic old eggnog and gives a bit of a punch to it.
And I think because of guys like you making it better than it was from my childhood and my teenage years, that's why more people are ordering this.
I would hope so. I think, there's a huge dedication to the craft over the past 15 to 20 years for sure.
The second one, I think our crew is going to be fighting over. We've got another classic here.
Yeah, so we're taking the old-fashioned, we're using tequila at the base, an aged tequila, playing off the spices you get off of reposado tequila, and we're using gingerbread. We've made a gingerbread cordial or gingerbread mix, which is molasses, orange, cinnamon, allspice, and a bit of nutmeg. So it just really plays off the tequila. So this tequila gingerbread cookie, which is delicious.
Now, one that you brought in is a classic as well, but this is available all year round now, of course, not just during the holidays.
So this is on our menu all year here. This is our Botanist Marine Martini. And what we like to do is incorporate botany into our cocktails, but we're kind of nodding towards a classic people are familiar with. So a classic martini that you might get with olives is a little bit salty.
Right.
Instead of using an olive, we've got sea asparagus as a garnish, which comes from Vancouver Island. We use kombu as an infusion as well, which pulls a bit of saltiness and salinity to the cocktail. So you get this nice, lightly salted gin martini, but the flavors are pulled from the ocean and botany instead.
Great. I'm glad I got to talk to you. Thanks, Grant.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much.
Well, from cocktails to wine, I'm joined by the head sommelier, Matthew, who's going to talk about some great stuff. You've chosen 3. And we're going to talk about those wines right now because you have an award-winning wine list. Let's start with this lovely bottle right here.
Always a great way to start a meal. Every single time you go out with friends, you go with family, you enjoy special occasion. I always like to start with a great glass of champagne. Choosing a specific champagne, choosing a specific style of champagne is always difficult, going with different levels of sweetness, different levels of minerality, different levels of terroir. And I want to get something that's really nice, crisp, clean, and just linear and beautiful. That's why we chose Bruno Paillard. The Premier Cuvée is the extra brut. Is just a perfect way to start a meal, to start that celebration or start that Tuesday night.
Let's talk about this wine right here in the middle. I am not familiar with this wine, so tell us a bit about it.
One of the reasons I did choose this one specifically, I feel everybody typically goes towards, let's have a Pinot Grigio, let's have a Chardonnay, let's have something that you're used to, something that's familiar. But one of my absolute favorites is Chenin Blanc. I love Chenin Blanc. Anytime, give me a South African, give me a Loire Valley, give me something a little different. And this is just absolutely lovely. The elegance in this, the florality, the smoothness of this, especially pairing with Chef Hector's really diverse menu. It's something that's one of those ones that just kind of sits in that perfect place and pairs with a wide variety of food, but also is just delicious. Just to finish after the workday, just a lovely glass of wine.
You also want to have as much BC representation as you can, and you've done that with this iconic wine.
Now, with our BC wines, they've been struggling so bad. So anything we can do to kind of help give back to BC wine, and knowing Ross, the head winemaker at Black Hills very well, Ross is a rock star. It does really, really great wines, and Black Hills is per se is one of my favorites. Mostly Cabernet Franc, a little bit of Merlot in there as well. But I love, you can have this with a great steak. You can have this with some roasted mushrooms. You can have that with a lot of the autumn flavors, but something that's just beautiful, so rich, so pungent, so strong, but absolutely fantastic to go along with something that's really great made in DC.
Come check out the great wine list. Again, award-winning wine list. Matthew, thank you very much for your time. Going to go from the bar into the restaurant where Lita has got more for you.
At the Botanist Restaurant, I am sitting here with executive chef Hector Laguna. Quite an interesting journey you've had. You've been from San Francisco, Miami, Toronto, Hawksworth Restaurant here locally, and then brought you to the Botanist, which you've helped transform into an award-winning menu and restaurant. We're so excited to sit down with you today.
Happy to be here.
Oh, I have to give a little disclosure. I have tasted some of these dishes already. Thank you. I can see why it's award-winning, and I can see why it's so unique. Now, you've brought Pacific Northwest into your menu, but also with a little bit of Mexican heritage, because you've been cooking for as long as you said you can remember.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your inspiration for the dishes.
Yeah, I think you got it all right. I started cooking really young at home. So cooking at home, it was always so exciting. The kitchen, the whole family together, grandma and mom always, they're best chefs I know. So I cooked for a long time. Now, when we came to Vancouver, we talked about Botanist. We said, like, yeah, that Pacific Northwest is the kind of way we gotta go. But now, what is really Pacific Northwest, right? We take it as we use everything we can put our hands on locally. We get all this beautiful produce for around us, which is amazing how lucky we are. We get
I was quoted 90% of your produce is from a local farm in Chilliwack called Local Harvest.
Exactly. Most of it is from there. We use a couple other farms as well, Northern Farms and Permiton, I think it is.
Okay.
And Hannahbrook, which is half an hour away from here.
Wonderful. Well, let's talk about the dishes right away. You have two, as you call, starters on the table and two main courses that are very, very popular and I guess seasonal as well, correct? Okay, so where would you like to start?
Well, I mean, I guess kind of going back to inspiration on the menu. We really take it from the vegetables for the most part. And the reason I want to go back a little bit is because when we talk about a burrata salad, so it's burrata buried underneath. But then we take beets and we do so much of them. Like we cook them in so many different ways. We have choose salt roasted little beets. Then we dry them a little bit, just enough so the sugars caramelize a little bit, and they're a little more sweet. We dress them with a little white balsamic vinaigrette, and that adds a little tart tanginess that contrasts really nicely with the beets. So we do that with beets. Then we have these over here that are just red beets, and what we do is we slice them really thin, and then we freeze them. What happens with that is, again, the sugar just kind of pumps up. And then when you thaw them, you don't need to cook them. It's just like a freezer cook technique. It's kind of thing.
Okay, so.
Carpaccio.
That looks different.
It's Wagyu carpaccio. The Wagyu is American Wagyu. So it's not as marble as Japanese Wagyu, which it gets a little too much. So this is a little less marble, less fun. And we have, I know it's carpaccio with so many Mexican flavors in there. We do heavy cilantro, and then we do a sauce which is an aioli, if you will. Mojo de ajo is called, so it's garlic based. And then we do a salsa verde, so a green sauce with this is based on cilantro as well. So it's a play on cilantro and garlic.
Oh, okay, that's super unique.
And then, so we do a little lemon vinaigrette to bring some acids out, to get a little bit of richness from the meat.
Okay, let's go to this guy here.
This one. This is very special for me. It has green mole. It's also called in Mexico pipián verde. It's probably the thing I grew up eating the most at home. So my mom is obsessed with it. And the red sauce is salsa macha. Again, we eat it a lot. So pipián rojo, you usually eat it with chicken or white fish. In this case, we chose to go with the fish. And it's just nostalgic. So we love to have those flavors in the restaurant, yeah.
Okay. The king over there.
It's steak. We have had a really great beef program at Vannes ever since we opened. So we dried it for 90 days. And then we marinated in a bunch of dried chilies, garlic, onions, olive oil. And that's what we do with the meat. Like the meat itself is really tender, it's juicy, it's pretty delicious. And then for the garnishes, again, we go what we have local. Like right now, still we get to get a lot of wild mushrooms, potatoes. So we got playful with the potatoes, not necessarily on the gnocchi. Gnocchi is a very common way to eat potatoes. But then we decided to go with the to add the crunchy factor, right? So we decided to make what we call potato glass, and it's potato and it's almost see-through. And so what we do is we cook potatoes until they're really overcooked. Then we puree them. Then we spread them on a tray, and then we dehydrate them. Then we fry them, and as you fry them, the oil just make them see-through, which is pretty cool. It adds, as I said, a little crunchiness. We keep them a little salty, so it adds a little salty.
So you're an artist, you're a scientist, you're everything in between.
No, we just have fun. I think that's what it comes to.
Well, thank you for spending some time with our city tonight. I know how
It's
busy
my
you
pleasure.
are. You're getting ready now for the dinner crowd, and we're thrilled to have you on.
Thank you for coming over. It
All
was
right.
great.
Thanks, Hector.
Thank you.
Our City Tonight is providing a segment for Healthy New Horizons for seniors that includes information from professionals on health and wellness, free senior services, online safety, financial management, government programs, and stories of inspiration.
Well, as the opening said, it's another Healthy Horizons segment. Joining us for the first time is our friend Jolene George. She's a senior mortgage broker with the Vine Group Mortgage Brokerage. Jolene, welcome.
Thank you, Jim.
Good to have you here. Okay, we're going to talk about reverse mortgages today. People see the commercials all the time with a certain celebrity on various channels, and it sounds great, but a lot of people don't know what it means. And that is why you are here today. Before we get to that, though, let's talk about the bank rates. Now, they recently dropped again.
Yes.
Tell our viewers what that means for people who want to buy or people who already own.
Okay. With the Bank of Canada recent rate drop, what that really means is it's applicants or clients with a variable rate mortgage, anyone that has a variable term, home equity line of credit, or a line of credit. The prime has decreased to 5. Most banks have brought the prime now to 5.95. And what that means for, a consumer, you would see about a decrease of $40 per month on every $100,000 board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, our topic today is reverse mortgages. As I said, you see the commercials all the time. What
Yes.
are they?
So reverse mortgage is a product designed specifically for Canadians 55 and plus.
Okay.
So this is a payment flexible loan, meaning payments are not required, Jim. You can
That's a key. Sorry, but that's a key thing. Payments are not required.
Payment flexible.
Flexible.
So you need not make payments. However, if you would like to, you certainly can.
Okay.
So it allows homeowners to have that lifestyle they had post-retirement. Most often, OES and CPP is not granting the same livelihood as they were when they were working.
It's interesting, too, that you made a point of saying mortgage is designed exclusively for Canadians because you and I were talking off camera about 2008, of course, a collapse in the American housing market, but regulation here, not so much down there. So this isn't a North American thing.
No, this is, the mortgage product is available in other countries.
Yeah, of course,
in fact, it's very successful in the UK and Australia as well. Our reverse mortgage offered by Home Equity Bank and Equitable Bank is for Canadians.
Okay.
So residents.
Okay, let's talk about then that person who may be watching that is, I think you said anywhere in that over 55, over 65, is looking to do this. What is a downside of reverse mortgages?
In my view, there really is no downside.
Okay.
I believe there's a lot of hype given what happened in the U.S. in 2008. the U.S. isn't regulated quite like we are here
Sure.
in Canada, Jim. So, we cap out at 57% loan to value. So the loan is guaranteed that it would never exceed the value of the home. Especially here in British Columbia, GVA, Lower Mainland, the home is appreciating even on a more rapid scale than the interest is occurring.
Right.
So,
Okay, let's talk about, you're on the front lines, of course, with this kind of thing. You've certainly, give us some examples of the people that you have helped. You've got two different examples, very different in terms of this scenario.
yes, of course. So I had one gentleman, he retiree, single father, had no children to pass on the generational wealth. I put a reverse mortgage. His home came in at 2.5 million. The Vancouver special, so we'll say, purchased 300,000 many
years
moons ago, and we put a reverse mortgage on, granting him 600,000. We built a laneway home, and this created passive income for him.
Right. Okay. And the second example.
And second example, parents now are using this product to release equity from the home and an early inheritance for the children.
Right.
We're finding it. First-time buyers or, the youth are finding it harder to get into the housing market due to the pricings of homes.
So this is a way to help the kids,
this is a way to help the
grandkids,
kids.
Yeah. Now, what about, give us an example of someone who's, say, just having trouble getting by.
Okay, excellent. I helped a gentleman with a similar case to this. So, gentleman lived in East Van, purchased, the home was worth 1.8, mortgage-free and clear title, referred to, receiving OES, CPP, no children to pass on the
home to
the estate. So he decided to use equity in his home as a payment plan. So CHIP stands for Canadian Home Income Plan. So you can opt to pay yourself monthly, and that would be directed into your account, and you'd be paying yourself from the equity of your home, which helped him maintain his livelihood post-retirement.
People want to get more information on this. They can go to vinegroup.ca.
Correct. Or they can come to me directly.
Come directly to you.
Or definitely speak to a mortgage professional.
Yeah, because the first step is really to do what?
To sit with the mortgage professional, and basically there's no income to qualify for this loan, Jim.
That's important. Wow.
Basically, I just need the postal code and the age of the applicant. To start the application, I don't even need the full name.
That's amazing.
And I can let you know what you have access to by just those two criteria.
Hey, listen, I appreciate you joining us today. This is all part of the Healthy Horizon segments, a vast array of segments we're doing. Jolene George, Senior Mortgage Broker at Vine Group Mortgage Brokerage, vinegroup.ca. First time on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
This segment is brought to you by Bosa Foods, with 2 locations to serve you. Bosa Foods, authentic Italian.
It's always exciting here at Bosa Foods, but it's particularly exciting when it's holiday season because your store is absolutely decked out in it just makes you feel Christmassy.
Yes.
You are Christina, who's going to tell us all about the sweet side of Bosa Foods and all the gift-giving ideas.
Exactly. Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Always happy to do this with you. I'm happy to have you here. Merry Christmas. So what I was going to call today is about Christmas gift ideas, because there's so many things here that you can give as a gift for your family, for your friends, or even for yourself. So we just wanted to share some of our, just touch on some of the great products that we have here for the Christmas holidays. Starting with our classics, we have our panettones and our pandoros.
Yum.
So now for just a quick story about them, if you don't know, panettone and pandoro are sweet bread. So with the panettones, which makes them really unique, is that they have a filling in them. So you can get them with nuts, you can get them with raisins, you can get them with candied fruit, limoncello filling, pistachio filling, chocolate filling. So they're very decadent, and they can be a great gift idea, a great dessert for Christmas, or a great dessert having cocktails with friends one evening. Then we also have our pandoro, which is just a very simple sweet bread. but there's a lot you can do with it. Just have a simple pandoro. You can, as our chef Elise had made for us today, you can make it into a pandoro Christmas tree and serve it as a Christmas tree. And you can come in here. We actually have all the ingredients to make it. We actually have even recipe cards here that you can take home with you and make it at home.
Make it so easy. And you have amazing amount of sweets as well. And you're going to tell us about the sweets as well as some of the new sweets.
Yes, just a touch on it. We have some beautiful chocolates from Oliva that we have in tins, in boxes, in bags. Another great gift idea. And we also have these amazing new products that just came in from Spain. And they're chocolate covered orange peels and chocolate covered figs.
Oh, and I snuck a fig.
I know, it's good.
They are amazing. What an absolute decadent
the orange
treat.
one's my favorite.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Then we won't be fighting over that.
No, it's very unique.
And go ahead.
I just wanted to share
nougats.
our nougats. We have our classics there. We have our Zanzibar chocolate bar, which is a big chocolate bar that's filled with hazelnuts.
Ooh.
And we also have our torones. And this is like a nice nugget. It's either we get a soft nugget or a hard nugget, and it's filled with different nuts. You have almonds, you have pistachios, and you have hazelnuts.
Oh, delicious. And you were gonna move us on over to the savory just to touch on.
If you didn't like the sweet tree, you can get the savory tree. So we have these trees that actually you can order at the store, and it is made with black olives, green olives, Hungarian salami, Genoa salami, some provolone, and bocconcini. So it's a great savory treat that you can, display on your Christmas table, and everyone can just take a piece.
Perfect. You'd be a real star, and I think we're going to hear a little bit more about that, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks,
Sure.
Christina.
Thank you.
Well, the last time she was on our show was last summer, Customer Appreciation Day at the other store, and she actually got me to wear an Italian jersey for the Euros. I'm an England fan. That's kind of scary for me. But anyway, Michelle is back with some great gift ideas for the holiday season, Christmas. What's great about this is you and your team put together these very creative gift baskets. Let's talk about what we got, starting with this one.
Okay. Merry Christmas, Jim. Welcome to
Thank
Bosa
you.
for our Christmas season. And here we are with our baskets again. We have a beautiful catalog which is designed by Bosa. We have 17 baskets. You may choose for them online, or you may come into the store and we will prepare the baskets for you personally.
And as I said, just a great variety. If you're looking for something smaller, this is, what did you call this? This is like your...
It's a nice hostess gift basket. It's nice to take to somebody's house. It can be sweet or savory. These are the beautiful products inside. We do have a medium one, which is the red bowl, one of my favorites. And then we go all the way up to the corporate baskets.
Oh, big size. Wow, okay. And we should mention, I'm leaning on something else here. What do our viewers need to know about this?
This is our custom gift box. It's also featured in our catalog. You're welcome to come into the store, shop around, customize your gift box. We'll wrap it for you and you can take it away right on that day.
Great thing too is when you come into the stores, you and your team are here to assist, guide, offer advice for all these gift baskets.
We are. We're here for you.
Michelle, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Joined now by familiar face. Scott is here with a great looking blazer. Well done, sir.
Wow, thank you, Jim. Appreciate that.
You have been on the show a couple times this year, and we're going to kind of reference back to those appearances, starting with some great cheese.
We always have a beautiful selection of cheese, but we're really excited about this particular line. It's a line of sheep cheeses from Spain that we brought in, very small sizes, so they're not about 150 gram wheels, perfect for entertaining.
Right.
And we have a variety of four. Some feature wildflowers, edible flowers, some truffle, it's a beautiful line. All sheep's milk cheese from Spain.
Great oils as well. Let's start down here.
Well, the oil is exciting times for us because they just harvested this in sort of the beginning of November. We flew these in, so we have two lines from Fruta del Albero as well as Calvi. And we call it Novello because it was just pressed a couple weeks ago.
Weeks ago?
Yeah, it's very fresh. So they pressed it, put it on a plane, we got it to Vancouver, and now anybody can get it.
One of the great highlights in our segments with you in 2024 was having Stefano from Giusti here, because what a great history. They've been around only about 400 or 500
Just
years.
a little while.
Yeah, just a little while, kind of stable. But let's go back and talk more about them again, because you've got something spectacular here.
So they do a line of beautiful balsamics in all varying ages, anywhere from a 3-year to a 25-year. But here we have some beautiful products a 30-year, a 20-year, and then some other ages that are beautiful for gifting. Look at this beautiful presentation from Muzzini and Carandini. So for any price point and any budget, we have beautiful aged balsamics that you could gift in the holiday season.
We're going to wrap this up with a great product that you have here that has been recognized as the best.
It's true. So Giuseppe Giusti, they did a panettone, which is our traditional Italian Christmas cake. And actually this cake here was featured in Forbes magazine. So it's kind of a big deal. One of the best panettones around.
And get these now because they go fast.
They go fast. Get them now.
Well, all year round at Bosa Foods, you can get amazing coffee here at the cafe, but I've got Scotty with me to tell us a little bit about the holiday types of coffee you have here.
That's true, Lita. We have beautiful coffees year round, but during the holidays, we feature our La Familia syrups with flavors like cinnamon, peppermint, pumpkin, perfect for the holidays. But why stop at coffee? We have beautiful traditional Italian Christmas cakes, our panettone and pandoro, perfect for the holidays.
Oh, and it's great because you can take these syrups home, and of course you can take the panettone home to feel like you're having a coffee shop experience right in your own home. Salute!
Salute!
Well, we're jingling all the way into the last part of the segment with Scott and Christina joining us right now. Thank God the holidays only come once a year because that's the only time Lita will ever get me to wear this hat.
Jim, you're such a Grinch.
I really am. All right, but hey, let's talk. The last category are cocktails, specifically mock cocktails.
Yeah, mocktails are hot right now. So at Bosa Foods, we have a full line of non-alcoholic beverages, sparkling wines, rosé, alternatives to Prosecco, so things you can pop the cork and enjoy your celebrations over the holiday seasons. Botanicals, we have a gin substitute, we have an amaretto substitute. So come on down and see what we can offer you for our non-alcoholic products at Bosa Foods.
Yeah, and we have some great La Familia sodas that you can complement them with as well.
I love those. That is a standard in my
Delicious.
Hey, we should say before we cheers, hang around to the end of the show. We know you will, but hang around to the end of the show because we're going to go out in this episode with some of the staff doing a holiday Christmas classic. That's coming up later in the show. Cheers.
Cheers.
Salute.
Salute.
See you guys in 2025.
Buon Natale.
Merry Christmas.
This segment was brought to you by Bosa Foods, with 2 locations to serve you. Bosa Foods, authentic Italian.
Well, we're back here at the Fairmont Pacific Rim, a Forbes 5-star hotel in their award-winning botanist restaurant.
Yes, but it's time to say goodbye, but we also want to say to all of our viewers, very Merry Christmas to you.
And happy holidays. I'm Jim Gordon.
I'm Lita Leapins.
We'll see you on another holiday episode of Our City Tonight very soon.
Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, la la la. Feliz Navidad, la 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 la. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of our heart. Maligayang Pasko! Feliz Navidad! Oh, my God!